welcome to this yin class. I'm going to try to keep us to 30 minutes, and this should be a pretty chill, physically chill class. Gentle stretches. It's more important for you to find a breath practice and calm the mind, start to relax the body so that you can find yourself in a meditative state or find your way to a meditation. So with that, you're going to start laying on your backs. We'll get started. We're going to hold poses maybe for about 2 minutes each. So I want you to find a really great spot that feels really good and then just get into your breath practice. So you're going to bend your knees and bring the soles of your feet to the mat. And then walk your feet so that they're about as wide as your mat. And then bring your knees together. So draw the knees together. Yep. And so start a breath practice by inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. And let your breath be slow and steady and controlled. You just want to settle in and become still so that the mind can become calm and the body can relax. Maybe with your inhale, think about around me and within me, I find stillness. I find peace and calm. So feet as wide as the mat and bring the knees together. And maybe bring one palm to your belly and one palm to your chest. And you can feel the movement in the body caused by the breath. Don't worry about it. So the only movement in the body now is caused by your inhalation and your exhalation. Just a few more breaths. One more inhale. And exhale. Just let the knees naturally go to where they go. We'll walk the feet in so that the feet are about even with your sitting bones, or if you reach your hands down, you can touch the outside of your heels. Well, my arms are super long, so keep your right foot right where it is. Place your left ankle on top of your right thigh. And then roll without moving your right foot. Just roll to the outer edge of your right foot and lower your left foot down to the mat or the floor. Let the right sitting bone or the left hip get heavy. And then just a slight suggestion, there's not too much effort here physically. You just want the left hip and left sitting bone to draw towards your right heel so that you get a lengthening through the left rib cage. At the same time, you're getting that twist. And then just settle in. Maybe bring the left arm out to the T. And bring your focus and attention back to your inhales and your exhales. Maybe notice where your thoughts go as you lay here. Maybe there's a specific place they tend to go, and see if you can let that story fade away and bring attention to the physical sensations you're feeling here in this pose. Noticing how the breath, the inhale feels, and then how the exhale feels. One more inhale. Exhale. Slowly roll back onto your right foot. Place the left foot down to the mat. And then just to adjust the left foot so that you know that the heel is in line with your left sitting bone. Place the right heel or ankle on top of your left thigh. And same thing, don't let the left foot move other than just rolling to the outer edge of your left foot, placing the right foot down on the mat. And if you need a prop actually underneath your right foot, you can put a book or a yoga block or a blanket underneath your right foot if it doesn't go all the way down to the floor. So you want the twist to be a gentle twist. And then even really just a mental suggestion of drawing that right hip and the right sitting bone towards your left heel so that it lengthens through the right rib cage. And then just notice how that feels. And staying with your breath practice and reminding yourself throughout the poses that around you, you are calm, and within you, you find stillness. One more inhale. Exhale, roll back onto the left foot. Bend both knees and draw your thighs in towards your belly. Wrap your arms around your shin. You can roll a little left and roll a little right. And then eventually we'll roll up to a seated. So we're going to take it to a butterfly pose. So you're going to bring the soles of the feet together, but keep the heels away from the groin so your legs are in a diamond shape. And we want to get off the tailbone here. So a lot of times when we just sit here comfortably, we have a rounded spine. And so you can see from the hip bone to the pelvis, it's at an angle. And we want to get it straight up. So we're going to roll the pelvis forward so we get off the tailbone and everything is aligned in one line. So then once we got that, and also if you're tight here in the hips, you can sit up like on a yoga block or something. It can be a blanket, a book, whatever you have, because anytime you can get your hips up above the knees, it's going to help you feel a lot more comfortable in the pose. So props are a great thing to help you. Then you can also use the prop if you're really flexible and you're going to fold forward. You can use the block, place it on your feet, fold forward and rest your forehead on the block. If you don't need the block, you're going to rest your forehead on your feet. So with everyone, take an inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then exhale. Either stay here, just let the legs be heavy, or you're going to fold forward. And if there's anyone else who's really super flexible, if you have a block and you want to place your feet up on the block and then fold forward and have your forehead on your feet, you can do that as well. inhale, think you are calm and you find stillness all around you. One more inhale. And exhale, slowly come back up to seated. We'll straighten through both legs and maybe tap the backs of your legs on the mat, maybe roll them left and right. And then from here, we're gonna set up a wide-legged child's pose. So you're gonna come up on your shins. You want your knees about as wide as the mat and your big toes touching behind you. So you want to sit back so that the backs of your thighs rest on your heels or are resting towards your heels, and come down to the forearms. So here's where, again, you can use props. If you want to crisscross your forearms, rest your forehead on your forearms. If you're up higher, you can use the block on its tallest, rest your forehead on the block. You can sit with a block between your thighs and your heels. You want to get in a place where it feels really comfortable, and you can just focus on the inhales and the exhales. Noticing the sensations that you're feeling in this pose, where you can breathe into. Noticing how the breath feels with the inhale and the exhale. Noticing the sound the breath makes on the inhale and the exhale. And then noticing how smooth you can make your inhales and exhales. Smooth and steady. And the more you start to focus on the breath and create a steady pattern, the more you'll find that blissful meditation in each pose. One more inhale. And exhale slowly, lifting up just slightly, and you're going to roll out onto your bellies. So for this pose too, if you want to crisscross your forearms to create a little pillow for your forehead as we go forward, you can do that. We're going to take the right leg, slide the right leg out to the right so that your thigh bone and your hip are at about 90 degrees. And then just rest it on down. Release all engagement. So if you notice your glutes are engaged, maybe your thighs are engaged, see if you can let that go and just really melt into the pose so the weight of your body is doing all the work. One more, inhale. Exhale, slide the right leg down the mat next to your left leg, and then we'll take it to the other side. So you'll slide your left leg over to the left, making sure that your thigh and your hip are at about 90 degrees. And then settle in, let that left leg relax. Just let the weight of the leg do all the work. So if there's any physical engagement through the glutes or the thighs, you want to let that go. Relax through the neck as you let your head just rest either on the mat or on your forearms. And closing your eyes and bringing everything back to your breath practice of slow, steady, controlled inhales and exhales, allowing the body to become completely relaxed, almost melting into the pose. One more inhale. Exhale, slide the left leg back down the mat next to your right. Walk the hands in underneath your shoulders. Lift up into a tabletop. And in fact, just come up and stand on your shins. We're going to step our right foot forward. So we're going to go into a low lunge because we want to work on flexion in the hip on the right side, and then stretching the hip flexors on the left. So the first way that you can get this stretch going is draw the navel in towards your spine, and then draw the tailbone down towards the mat. And those two actions together, you might already feel a stretch in the front of your left hip. If you don't and you want more, you'll place both hands on top of your right thigh and draw the right knee forward. If you still want more, you can bring the hands down to the mat inside your right foot. If you have a block or a book, a blanket, whatever you're using, if you want more, you can bring your forearms down to the prop, or you can bring your forearms all the way down to the mat. Just make sure you're going to a place where the discipline here is to let go of effort. So you want to just take it to a place that's just nice and gentle without any effort, so that you're really just focusing internally on your breath practice, the sensations, and allowing yourself to sort of physically and mentally melt into whatever posture you happen to be in this pose. And maybe take notice of what keeps creeping up in your mind. And without any judgment or criticisms of whatever's popping up, just let it be and bring everything back to your breath. A steady, controlled breath practice to bring peace and calm, stillness, and relaxation. One more inhale. Exhale. If you were down on the palms, start walking back up. We're going to just swing the right leg back. If you want to shake it out, if you need to shake it out, you can do that before we take it to the other side. So then standing up on your shins, we'll take the left foot forward. So again, notice that your sides are different too. So you might start off drawing the navel towards the spine and the tailbone down towards the mat. And those two actions together, you're going to feel a stretch in the front of your right hip flexors. But again, if you want more, you've got options. Hands on your thigh, draw the left knee forward. Hands to a prop, or forearms to a prop, or forearms all the way down to the mat, or hands on the mat. But honor if your sides are different. One more inhale. And exhale, just drawing the hips back. Reach the left shin back. And then back in your tabletop, if you want to reach that left leg back, shake it out, maybe stretch through that hip. And we're going to go into pigeon next. So you can do pigeon either on your back or traditionally. So if you're going to go traditionally, you're going to take your right knee, slide it forward right behind your right wrist. Your right heel is directly underneath the groin, and you'll reach the left leg back. Now, if you're more flexible, you're going to take your shin towards parallel to the top of your mat. You'll lower down, rest your forehead on your forearms or on the mat, and that's your pose. If you're going to do it on your back, bend your knees, soles of the feet on the mat. Take your right ankle to your left thigh. Right hand goes between the legs. Left hand reaches outside your left thigh. You can reach the clasp the hands outside your shin or behind the thigh. Draw the left leg in towards your belly. And that's your pigeon on your back. So again, you just want to do a body scan and see if you're engaging through any glutes, any hamstrings, your thighs, and see if you can let that go and just melt into whatever posture or pose you took. One more inhale. And exhale, slowly start to walk the hands back underneath your shoulders. Lifting back up into your tabletop, reach the right leg back. For those of you on your back, just lower the left foot back down to the mat, right foot back down to the mat. We'll take it to the left side, so slide the left knee forward behind your left wrist. The left heel is directly underneath the groin, and then depending on your flexibility, you'll work that shin towards parallel to the top of your mat, lowering down to your forearms. If you're on your back, the left ankle on top of your right thigh. Left hand can go between the legs. The hands will clasp either behind your right thigh or your shin and draw the right leg in. With your next inhale, think around me and within me, I find stillness. The mind is calm and the body is relaxed. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly walking the hands back underneath your shoulders, coming back into your tabletop. Those of you on your back, just lower the right foot back down to the mat. Everybody will meet back on your backs. Soles of the feet on the mat with your knees bent. We'll take the arms out to the T. Feet together, knees together. Let the knees and the legs reach over to the right and take your chin to the left. Again, you can use a prop here if you want to prop up underneath your right thigh. If you want to put the block or whatever you're using between the knees. One more inhale. On your exhale, bring the legs back to center. Draw the thighs in towards your chest. Just roll left and right. And then again, lower the feet back down to the mat. Feet together, knees together. And let the knees and the legs reach over to the left and take your chin to the right. Again, you can use a prop and notice that your sides are different. So if you'd like to put whatever you're using as a prop underneath your left thigh, maybe put it between your legs. One more inhale. Exhale, bringing the legs back to center. One more time, draw your thighs in towards your belly. Wrap your arms around your shins. Again, roll a little left and roll a little right. And then release the legs. Let the legs go straight down your mat. You'll set up for your Shavasana pose, so palms face up. And you can have your arms down by your sides to the T or to the Y, whatever you're comfortable with and whatever you have space for. Close your eyes and let your breath come back to your normal breathing pattern. So I invite you to stay in your Shavasana as long as you can. We stayed there 2.5 minutes, but I hope that this practice brought you some calm to your mind and some relaxation to your body.